She is exceptionally beautiful, but she was also born sickly. Her parents thought she would be a burden to their tribe, so left her out to the elements. Eventually, she found her way into the kennel and became the Beastmaster. So Oyster is a 18-year-old female baseliner that was rejected by her community. So she wandered off to her own part of the Rimworld to start her own tribe. She has 2 dogs with her, and she found this ancient ruin where she can hopefully survive at least the initial days of her exile. Her dogs are Wanda and Geisha. They're 2 female Labradors. She tried to bring a male with her, but during her escape was only able to bring these 2 girls. They will prove very useful though, and they can haul, they can attack, they can guard. But she really would like to have a boy, as her ideology is centered around dogs. Both Huskies and Labradors are considered venerated animals, so she essentially brought 2 venerated animals with her. Although it's going to be a mission for her and a goal for her to find male dogs that she can breed and start a larger pack. She's also very focused on this anima tree, which is why she decided to sleep and build her base next to it so that she can meditate at the anima tree. First things first, get a roof over her head and a place to sleep. This run we're going to follow Oyster specifically. We're going to follow this one character throughout her life and journey on the Rimworld. And if she dies, well, that's the end of the run. If she survives, then we'll see if she can create her own pack and possibly even form a Psylink with this tree, which will give her extra powers. Starting off though, it's hard even to kill a squirrel. She is very well-rounded in her skills, although being well-rounded means that she is not a master of many skills other than animals, right? She is a Beastmaster. Killing animals and eating them is not part of the Beastmaster lore, though. That is more in tune with hunting. It does help her a little bit, but her shooting needs to improve. Her plant-based skills also need to improve. She does not have enough plant skill to plant any heal root, so for this first year we're only going to plant some potatoes and then hope for the best. We'll have to rely on killing other animals and eating them. The dog's got to sleep outside though for now. While she does love them, she doesn't want them eating all of her pemmican immediately. She'd prefer to feed them meat from the animals that she kills, while subsequently training them. This small field of potatoes is going to be the only nutritional substance coming from vegetables that we get this year, as this is the Boreal Forest. Not only is it the Boreal Forest, but this map is only able to grow crops 20 out of the 60 days of the year. So for the majority of this playthrough, it's going to be snowing or too cold to grow crops. Like I mentioned before, these squirrels and the animals around us are going to be our main form of subsistence. We're not even going to have enough time to grow hay, to stack up hay to get a ranch going or any type of pack animals, at least during this first year. I think the goal for right when it hits spring next year would be to plant as much crops, hay, and everything as possible to stockade for the upcoming winter. If we're going to get a male dog, we're either going to need a bulk trader to bring us one, which is up to random chance, or we're going to need to travel to another community to try to find one. In that regard, we would need some horses or someone to trade with other than these kind of scavengers who only have a little bit of pemmican. Although they do have 60 pemmican, which is nice, and we'll trade them our jade knife in return and also get some medicine. Again, we can't grow any medicine, so we're going to have to trade for it, although we brought some with us. One issue we have, though, is that there's a warg nearby. This warg is also hungry, the boreal forest being not the most plentiful place to prosper if you're an animal in regards to berries and edible plants, meaning that the warg would have less food to eat as well because it eats the animals that eat the plants, right? So our thought is that if we can get the warg pissed off enough, then maybe these other two dudes will fight it. Right now they're not aggroing on the warg, and what happened right there is I'm in this ruin and I did not claim that door. So the warg was able to just walk through and open the door. It ran away after downing my dog and being shot, though. And with a little bit extra encouragement, we might be able to talk this warg into coming back for round 2. Now the warg's hunting Oyster. So we should be able to use these tribesmen to help us. And while it kills one of them, one of the travelers kills the warg for us. So our plan did work, although Wanda got messed up a little bit. One of her paws got ripped off, so she's going to have to walk around on a stump. Oyster can make her a little, like, paw mitten out of leather. The nice thing about being near these ruins, though, is there's lots of steel, there's sandstone, there's marble, and Oyster wants to clear all this stuff out because she doesn't like all these structures near the anima tree. Although the anima tree doesn't necessarily care about these old ancient structures, it cares about the new structures that we built. It doesn't like them next to it. Oyster still wants to have these things removed, and also not have chunks of spacecraft land on her head. That would be nice. That could immediately end your entire game if you were just walking and then a spacecraft landed on you. I guess that's just a chance you have to take in Rimworld. We need a kitchen and we need to get these dead bodies out of here. And by out of here, I mean just toss them on the other side of the mountain and forget about them. If it was wintertime, those bodies would stay frozen and my dogs could eat them. But it's not quite cold enough yet. We do get a raid. A dude with a knife. A dude with a knife versus a girl with a bow and 2 dogs is probably going to be fine. Especially since he has to cross this marsh, which slows down his travel. Her bow shooting skills are okay-ish. She does get a couple shots off. Actually, hits like 3 out of 5 shots I think she took, so that was actually pretty nice. So she starts punching him in the face out of rage. But then realizes maybe she could have saved him and kept him as a colonist. He is pretty. But by the time she realizes that, he's not so much pretty anymore. She beats his face into a pulp and then heals the dogs that helped her fight. This is a child that wants 30 silver to help his family. So we decide, you know what? The universe is cosmic. Time is a circle. Why not help the kid? We give him 30 silver. We'll see if anything comes of it in the future. Our kitchen is roofed now. And kind of a cool starting base. All the walls, outside walls at least, are steel. Although funny enough, steel is somehow flammable in this game. Regardless, it is kind of nice to have your structure not wood, at least. And like I mentioned before, we have these local resources that we can use to help build our walls. We want to build an actual wall structure that will allow us to set some spike traps down and funnel enemies in. That's what Oyster is doing now. She's a little bit confused at first at exactly how she wants to approach these spike traps, but she knows for sure she wants to block off this northern approach. So that's where she starts. She's also wanting to not get eaten by bears, which is what's happening now and why I paused the game for a second. The bear is chasing her. Should we do a bear picture? Let's see. Wait, that's probably not appropriate bear picture. I think that's a sloth with a house on its back. Whatever, that's close enough. I think our 2 dogs, plus girl with bow, hopefully can kill a bear. We will see. Depends on probably how ferocious and how big and how mean this bear is. She does hit it once with an arrow. Actually, 2 out of 2. 3 out of 2. Yeah, her bow skills are definitely improving. Although she's already put 5 or 6 arrows into this guy. Her accuracy was great. I need a better bow, though. She needs a recurve bow. She still has the short bow. Wanda's paw is still torn off, but other than that, the dogs did not take too much damage. Amazingly enough, they were fast enough and deft enough to be able to escape major injuries from their bear, and now we have bear meat. Bear meat's always good. It would be better if we had a butchering table, though, because we're losing some meat by butchering the bear on the ground in the middle of the place where we eat and sleep and store all of our materials. So there's some extra rooms needed. Again, like I mentioned, she's a little bit confused on where she wants to put the spike traps and outer walls, but she comes up with a better solution and also accepts Jay into the clan. The game kind of wants you to have extra people in your group no matter what, and will keep giving you people. That's fine, though. With Jay here, we can call ourselves an actual tribe, the Way of the Pack. And this can be Kennel 1. With Oyster as their leader, and hopefully leading them towards righteousness. Jay's neurotic, tough, and lazy, which is a okay combination, I guess. He's also kind of well-rounded. Most notably, his best skill is cooking, which pairs well with Oyster because she can shoot animals and he can cook them. He also can do a little bit of construction, and he can do a little bit of plant work. He can chop down trees. So the 2 of them actually make a decent pair. And he comes kind of just in time to get the appropriate defenses set up. At least an outer section that some enemies are going to have to come through. Walk over some spike traps. Speaking of enemies, Skulk comes by. He's asking to speak with Oyster and is semi-coherent, although he does have a psychic ability, Psychic Slaughter, which can render flesh. But he also has a flesh tentacle sticking out of his left shoulder, which is pretty gross. Can we find a tentacle picture? Okay, I don't think that's exactly what he looks like, but Jay flirted with Oyster, and now they're lovers. That didn't take long. I guess she is beautiful. So he pretty much lucked out walking into this camp. He found the only camp with a beautiful young gal that's single that he could pair up with. Oyster's going to talk to Skulk now, though. They have some business to attend to. It says that animals are skittish around Skulk, and he has the unnatural power to deform the flesh of living creatures. So these things considered, Oyster probably is not going to want to take him into her camp, especially given that the dogs don't like him. So we're going to send him away, but he immediately tries to attack us. The nice thing about having the dogs is that they can engage and allow Oyster to step back. Well, I should also mention that when Jay arrived, he brought a pistol with him. And his shooting is 0, so he just gave the pistol to Oyster, and he doesn't even have a weapon right now. His ideology forbids him having clubs and spears and stuff. He doesn't like it, so he's just going to walk around barehanded, I guess. At least we have the 2 dogs that can fight. We're going to build a few more spike traps. With just the 2 of them, and not much wealth accumulated in the colony, the raid sizes shouldn't be that large, so they should be able to fend off these first initial raids with just 5 spike traps, hopefully. But you can hear Oyster shooting and Jay's cooking, and that's their current dynamic. They're also working on adding a storage room and an extra bedroom for Jay, and then they're gonna partition off part of the living room so that Oyster can have her own bedroom. And that will be mostly complete. Jay also can research, so we'll end up putting a research bench in Jay's room so that we can get a couple things. Complex furniture first, and then complex clothing. That would be our first goal, since this is a tribal start. Oyster grew up in a dog kennel, right? If you want to see the spike traps in action, you can watch this raider. He pathed right in, hit the first spike trap and died. He tried to light our wall on fire, but fortunately it was raining. And if you want to impress a girl, there's one way to do it. Build her some hardwood floors. So Jay's construction skill is improving, even though he's intermittently botching the hardwood floors. That's okay, it only costs a few wood. The storage room is complete. Jay's bedroom is complete, and we'll just put the research bench in his bedroom for now. There's not much else we can do. We do have a pretty flammable base, but c'est la vie. We're just going to have to deal with it, and if everything burns down, at least, you know, whatever, we'll just have to start over. It's the people that matter, not the belongings, right? Oyster has a turkey, and soon she'll be able to create her Psylink, especially with Jay's help now. They can both meditate at the enema tree, and that will gain her extra abilities so that she can increase the size of her pack, although the next goal will be not only to secure a stronger foothold in this area, but to secure some male dogs so that they can start a full kennel, possibly even some huskies. If you like this video, and you like watching Oyster's journey, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.